I'm going to give a speech on GPU overclocking. This speech only applies if you have a poor graphics card. Now, John, would you kindly show the audience, please, so that we have proof? Alright. GPU overclocking is a very handy tool that you can use to increase the performance of your graphics card. If you have some games you want to play and frame rate's bugging you, like you want an increase, what you can do is you can overclock your graphics card so it will increase the performance of the game and the frame rate. When you overclock your graphics card, it doesn't only increase frame rate, it also increases quality, pretty much everything. What happens is you push the card past its limit so it can receive more information in a short period of time. So you really only want to do this if, like I said, your graphics card is poor, so the speech only applies if your graphics card is poor. But eventually, one day, your graphics card will become poor because the technology, it gets advanced. It keeps progressing. So, this is my next point. When you overclock, you need to have a benchmarking tool. If you don't have a benchmarking tool, it will seriously strain. Well, you can't do it if you don't have a benchmarking tool. Let me say that. Without the benchmarking tool, you can't even do it. Now, there's multiple softwares out there to do it, but you should really know the manufacturer of the graphics card because they would know. They more than likely have a software to overclock the graphics card itself, and they know the graphics card better than anybody else because they produced it. Also, if you do not have a benchmarking tool to overclock your graphics card, what can happen is if you don't have the right benchmarking tool, let me reiterate that. If you don't have the right benchmarking tool, you can end up damaging your graphics card itself. Now, typically, a graphics card lives to 3 to 5 years, but if you take good care of your graphics card, it can live up to 5 to 8. It is recommended that you upgrade your graphics card between a 3 to 5 year window to the next area. Another cool thing about benchmarking is that it comes with a lot of features and utilities. For instance, you can change the fan speed of your graphics card, the voltage intake, and resolution of what it produces. That leads me to my next point. You will realize that when you overclock with your graphics card, your poor graphics card, that overall you will get a better experience. You can do more, you can have more fun. Whatever you need a graphics card for, it overall improves it. It is pretty much the cheaper alternative to buying a new graphics card. When you don't meet the requirements that you needed, you can just overclock your graphics card and you will meet the requirements if you do it right. The only thing you really need to be careful about is overheating. If you overheat the graphics card, it will end up damaging it, shortening its lifespan. Remember when I was talking about the lifespan of a graphics card? 3 to 5 years is if you typically overclock, just use the graphics card. But if you take care of it, don't touch the overclock, and you have a decent one, it should last 5 to 8 years. But, still, even if you do overclock, you can make it last 8 years. You just have to be careful with it. Let's see, let's go to the next point. Benchmarking tool. Some of the points that come with it: improves quality, improves frame rate, improves everything. It's an amazing thing to have. Your realization about overclocking. One day, like I was saying earlier, one day you will end up, your graphics card that you bought brand new today will one day be considered old and out of date. It's not like a thing of milk where you have to replace it ever so often. It doesn't get expired. It still works regardless of age. But with progressing technology, there will be there will be more requirements, and your older graphics card will eventually not meet the requirements. So you would want to change it out. Some facts are listed here. So I recommend these are some good facts like the lifespan. Alright, does anyone have any questions?
What is the main purpose of a GPU?
Main purpose? A GPU stands for graphics card, basically. And what it does is it'll generate, well, like the name suggests, graphics. So it's not required for a computer to function, but it can be used in one to take load off the CPU, which is the central processing unit. If I had to guess, the graphics card is the graphics processing unit. Any other questions? No? Alright. And alright, I've explained enough on why you should overclock. It's to improve your experience with the poor GPU that you have instead of buying a better one.